It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another live stream Q&A video. This is Q&A 178. We're going to be discussing Season 10, Episode 2 and Episode 3, which is going to be coming up, of The Walking Dead. Episode 2 was called We Are the End of the World, and Episode 3 is called Ghosts. I just realized those two titles are very similar in a way. But yeah, so we're going to be discussing these two episodes. Let's jump right into the chat. Mario, what's up? What's up? How are you, Mario? Glad you could join. I don't know if you're still on, but you wrote that like a couple minutes ago. We'll wait for people to show up here. This upcoming episode actually has 4 sneak peeks. I think that's the most sneak peeks they've ever released for an episode. I talked about 2 of them. I will be talking about the other 2 tomorrow or later today. I have 2 other videos coming up for The Walking Dead Season 10. So stay tuned for those as well. So there's going to be a bunch of videos coming up in the next 2 days before the next episode starts. Mario, I have seen your recent tweet from with Fear Season 6 doing character episodes. That's just awful, man. Jesus. Absolutely. I mean, I pretty much said what I wanted to say in that tweet because I don't think it makes sense for me to do a whole video on it, but I'm very disappointed. Not that I was going to watch Fear anyway. I was done with Fear anyway, but this just, I think it's like the nail in the coffin. And at this point, I don't see them being able to do anything to bring back fans, because this is just terrible. Like, it's one of the worst ideas ever, especially with how bad last couple seasons have been. So not looking forward to it. Obviously, I don't care anymore because I'm not going to watch. But for people watching, I feel bad for them because, you know, they are expecting so much more, and I don't think they're gonna get that. Mario, but it could work if the writers actually wake up, which is low possibility. I think it could, but at the same time, there's so much negativity for Fear anyway that people are not gonna give it a chance, and it's not the time to experiment. They're trying to experiment. This is not the time to experiment new ideas or with new ideas and new, ways of doing a season. This is not the right time. And I think they're going to learn it the hard way. But going back to the discussion about the sneak peeks, there's one sneak peek between Aaron and Negan. I absolutely loved that one. The other sneak peek, which is actually the opening minutes of the next episode, I don't know how I feel about that. I'll talk about that when I'm doing my video on those sneak peeks. But the Aaron and Negan sneak peek, or that scene, I absolutely love it. And I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with those two in this episode. Mario, I rewatched the TWD3 trailer, and it gave us pretty clear picture towards Rick's location. Rick is not in that community, though. The community Rick is in is a different community. So there is the TWD3 community. There's the community that took Rick, and there's the Commonwealth. Those are separate communities, all of them. So, yeah, I mean, it could give us a clear indication about what type of communities are out there, but that wasn't the community that Rick is at right now. Mario, a girl said the city's like 10 times bigger and cooler than the places there. I remember what you're talking about now. I think what they were talking about is what cities before the apocalypse looked like. That's what I got out of it. And I could be totally wrong. But what I got out of it was they were just saying there used to be cities 10 times bigger and cooler than what they have right now. And they want to go out to see for themselves those cities that are no longer exist, things like that. That's what I got out of it, and I could be totally wrong. You could be right about, what she said meant that other community being 10 times bigger is the community that took Rick. It could be that too. Mario, yes, but Rick is in the city and they talked about it. Haha. Yeah, like I said, it's totally possible that they were talking about the city that Rick is staying at right now. So it could go both ways. Speaking of which, I had a lot of fun doing the last video I did, which was a Rick Grimes movie teaser trailer, fan-made teaser trailer. I had a lot of fun making that, and it turned out pretty well. But obviously, I don't think all of that is going to be in the movie. Like, there's a lot of things that I put in there for comic readers. There's a lot of Easter eggs there, but I don't think they're going to go that route, which is what I had in mind for this teaser trailer. If anyone's interested to actually know the Easter eggs that I put in there and everything that I kind of planned in that video, let me know. I might do like a video talking about, for this particular one, let's say, why I put scenes where I put them, what they mean, and all of that. Mario, and yes, Aaron and Negan, sneak peek was amazing. Such a powerful scene. Absolutely. And to be honest, I didn't even put two and two together to realize that Eric died during All Out War. I didn't even remember that. In my mind, the only reason that scene was cool before actually seeing the scene, when I saw the pictures, I'm like, it's a pretty awesome scene because Aaron was in the Negan lineup. That's what makes it amazing and interesting. But there's another aspect to it, like what I didn't really notice or realize, which is that Eric died during All That War. So Aaron blames Negan for Eric's death. So that's something that I actually really loved that they brought in, that I didn't initially think about. Mario, also Negan's wife was killed by Whisperers and Negan is going to avenge her, I can bet. Negan's wife was killed by Whisperers. Well, which one? Her first wife? She died before the apocalypse. We know that from the comic book. But if you're talking about just one of her wives, it's true. Was it Jackie? Yeah, she was one of the heads on pikes. Aaron could have been talking about her. I think he probably was. But yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I don't know. Yeah, the redhead one, you said. I don't know if Negan really had that close of a connection to her new wives, but he could have. Frankie, not Jackie. Frankie. That's the one. All right, well, 15 minutes in, and I know there's only like one person on the chat right now, I think. But we'll go for another 15 more minutes, and then that'll be it. I want to have enough time to work on the other, I think, 4 videos that I have planned for the next 2 days. Hopefully, I can put all of those out before the episode airs on Sunday, because they all kind of work together, most of them. So yeah, stay tuned for those videos. And I want to have, like I said, enough time to work on those. So we'll go for another 15 minutes. Mario, yeah, your fan-made movie on channel was also great. Some scenes you put in weren't matching each other, but I liked it. Yeah, like it's tough to find scenes that make sense that can work together. I there's a few I put in there where it's quick, but like there was a, what do you call it? There was like a story that I was trying to say. But anyway, yeah, it was just a fun little thing I did. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun making it though. Nova Jinx 75 has joined. Hey Ash, hey, how are you? Glad you could join, Nova Jinx. Mario, I'm just interested. What are motives with CRM? Because each community needs a globe or goal towards future, and their one looks like rebuilding. Yeah, the thing with CRM, I still don't know if CRM is just one of the communities from the three, or if it's all of them. Like C is one, R is one, M is one. I still don't know that. If CRM is all of them, then obviously you could say C is Commonwealth, R is one, and M is another community. But they just haven't told us anything about that yet. We know a little bit more now. We know that this three circles, that the three circle, whatever community crest or whatever that is that they have, like the three overlapping circles, we know each circle represents one organization or community or civilization in a way, in this apocalyptic world. And one of those is the one that we see in the third spin-off, TWD3. So that was revealed recently, but like I said, we still don't know whether CRM is basically C is one of the circles, R is one of the circles, and M is one, or if CRM is just one of the circles. So there's a little bit of mystery still, but we know a lot more now than we did like a couple months ago. Mario, but that is way sketchy. Not sure what that's related to. Anyway, let me know what you mean by that. Noah Jinx 75. What was your favorite scene from 1002? Mine was when Alpha started having a mental breakdown and yelling she was not like me. That was a great scene. My favorite scene would have to be, I think the intro. The intro I really enjoyed. It was small, but just it had a great vibe. It had a Halloween type of vibe to it, which I absolutely loved. Mario Scott Gimple negated Commonwealth being in it. From what I remember in the interview he did, he said that it's not Commonwealth. That the community Rick is in is not part of Commonwealth, or it's not connected to Commonwealth. And the community in this new spin-off, the third, is not Commonwealth either. That's what I remember from it. Noah Jake 75. What I really loved about 1002 is the many parallels in the episode. Like Alpha confronted Gamma's sister as she knows the feeling of loss after abandoning their child. Yeah, the way they had those scenes parallel each other was pretty cool. Mario CRM needs to be unique. It is already if they don't mess it up. Absolutely. This is the biggest thing they've ever done. So let's hope they do it justice. Noah Jinx 75. Also, Alpha is a straight up hypocrite when it comes to not having names because she, Beta, and the Whisperers only refer to Lydia by her name, not by anything else. That's a great point. That's a great point, and it just goes to show Lydia will always be Lydia to Alpha, even though Alpha doesn't want Lydia to call her mom. So that's a great point. Noah Jinx 75, maybe Alpha expected Lydia to move up in leadership and was going to appoint her as the Gamma, Zeta or Delta, etc. Absolutely. I think that scene in the last episode where she said, I've been waiting for you to say that, when she said, I want to, be tough and everything, that just shows, or that revealed or confirmed that theory that you have, which is Alpha's been waiting for not necessarily Lydia to turn into Gamma, because back then there was no Whispers, but she was always waiting for Alpha to be as tough as her. So you're absolutely right about that. Mario, I feel like the second half of season 10 will be bombastic. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I think it'll be great. I think, based on what we see so far, maybe the first half is setting up everything in the second half. Not that the first half is going to be slow, but the first half is just going to set up a lot of stuff that's going to pay off in the second half. Mario, Rick clue could be way too good. That'll be amazing, but I don't think we'll see any clues about Rick in season 10. Noah Jinx 75, what I find so fascinating about Alpha is how quickly she changes her tone. She went from having a mental breakdown to wanting to go back to the border and maybe kill some of our folks. Yeah, and it just shows she's a little cuckoo. I'm just saying. Mario, Michonne ain't departing without finding anything about Rick. I hope not. Because, if they kill Michonne and she doesn't even know Rick is alive, I feel like that's I don't want to say I don't want to say ruins the story or her character or Rick's character or the story they built up or anything, but it's very, very disappointing. I can say that. Noah Jinx 75, I'm still worried about Laura in Sunday's episode, but maybe I'm looking into it too much and maybe she's not in danger at all. Honestly, I think Carol is gonna use her gun, which we talked about. She has a gun and everything. She's gonna try to kill Alpha in this episode. We've kind of put all the pieces of the puzzle together based on the trailers and sneak peeks for the next episode, so we know that. So I think she's gonna try to kill Alpha. She's not gonna be successful, because then the Whispers are pretty much done. Or, yeah, more or less done. So they're not gonna kill Alpha this early into the season. So something has got to go wrong. And if it does, there's a very good chance someone's gonna get killed. I don't think it'll be Daryl. I don't think it'll be Carol. I don't think it'll be Daryl. Laura is the only other recognizable character that went to the border with them. That's the only thing in my head. Noah Jinx 75, killing Michonne is a big risk because that means she will never be able to come back at all. Absolutely. I'm still in the boat where I think she's not gonna get killed. She's gonna have an open-ended story. There might be a story where she finds out Rick is alive and goes after him, but that may not happen. But I think her story is gonna be open-ended. She's not gonna die. She's gonna just leave for some reason, or something is gonna happen to her that's gonna take her away from the story. Mario after 905 on Talking Dead, Scott literally said this would be the last appearance of Rick and CRM. So maybe they have it for the movies. Yeah, I think so. Like even the fear tease for the CRM was two reasons. One was to get everyone excited about the movie because we didn't have any idea about what the movie was going to be. And second, it was to get people to watch Fear. That was the two reasons. And I don't think they need to do any of those anymore for The Walking Dead. No, I think 75. I wonder what ghosts Carol will see other than Henry. I think Henry will be the biggest one, but maybe Sophia. That'll be interesting. Maybe Lizzie, Mika. Maybe just recent characters from the border scene. Maybe Enid. Maybe Tara. Maybe people like that. Maybe Glenn. Maybe Abe. Probably not Abe. Maybe Glenn. Maybe Beth. I don't know if they even had a scene together. But anyway. Mario. But Gimple wasn't honest before. I think Gimple is rarely, not honest, but rarely telling the truth when it comes to teasing stuff. He always twists truth to get it to look more exciting than it actually is, or to throw you off. Nova Jinx 75. I wonder how it's going to go down when Alpha says, you better run. Maybe she needs or sends a mini herd after them. She's talking with the group. I think she's probably telling them you better run when the herd comes after you or something like that. You might be right. I don't think is you better run and then Whisper starts shooting. I don't think that's going to happen. Mario, they will plan big reunion before ending the series. I can bet. They have to. There's no... It's the most logical thing to do. Before they actually end the series, if they want to end the series. Mario, maybe Rick makes a cameo towards the end. You're assuming that the show is going to end in the next few years. I don't think it will. I think it's going to keep going for maybe 5-6 years. So the Rick Grimes movie, there's going to be 3 of them. That's going to be 3 years. So after the 3 years, I don't think The Walking Dead's going to end. So will they make Rick wait or not show up until the end? That may not really work in their favor. Noah Jinx 75. I wonder if Rick's death in the comics will come up to life in the movies or maybe as an ending to a final episode for The Walking Dead. I'm kind of worried for Rick. That honestly, I am very interested and excited to get to know that answer as well. There's a part of me that thinks that it'll probably happen in the movies, but there's another part of me that thinks that they might be planning, like you said, a reunion for him to come back and get that story in the TV show. But with Carl not being there, it is a little bit more difficult. But obviously, maybe they're saving that for Judith. That's a possibility. Mario Nova Jinx 75. Rick will survive all 3 movies. It was confirmed. Yes, it was. If Rick gets his comic arc, it'll probably happen in the 3rd movie, at the end of the 3rd movie. Nova Jinx 75. I figured that they don't give Rick his comic death as his death in the comics was rebounded with Carl taking over for the end. Yeah, absolutely. And I said, or absolutely. And like I said, they might give that to Judith. That could still work if they really want to go there. Nova Jinx 75 season 11 is confirmed. Yes, season 11 is confirmed. Yes. Mario season 12-13 will be the last one. And Mothership show spin-offs will remain. I think they're gonna go to season 14. I think, if I'm not wrong, because think about it, and yeah, it's not 6 years like I said before, but it's 4 years, and the movies are gonna end in maybe 3 years, right? Or 3 years. So I think season 10 is gonna end with introduction of Commonwealth. Season 11 will be the Commonwealth story, and I think at the end of the Commonwealth story, so at the end of season 11, they're gonna introduce new stories for maybe 2 seasons. So 12, 13, and then 14 will be the final season, I think. And why do I say that? It's because if the Rick movies are coming in 2020, so I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I think this is what they have planned. If they really want to end the series in the next few years, I think so. The movie is gonna start 2020. It's gonna go till 2021 to 2022 or 3, right? So how many seasons will that be? So 2020, that's gonna be season 11. 2021, 12, 13. So 2021 is just gonna be season 13 if I did the math right. So by the time they kind of get to season 14, they would have done the Commonwealth. They would have introduced new stories a little bit. And then they have a full season to bring Rick back and to have his final story go, if they don't want to kill him in the movies. So that takes us to season 14. I don't know if I made sense, like I said, but I think we're going to go for maybe another couple of seasons, maybe till season 14. NovaJink75, I wonder when Negan will escape and go to the Whisperers camp. In one of the episode synopsis of season 10A, it kind of reveals that Negan goes to the camp. I think it'll happen in episode... We're on episode 3 right now. I think Negan's going to escape in episode 4. Episode 5, he's going to... Or we're not going to see Negan, I don't think. 6, I think that'll be when we get a reveal of Negan at the camp. Let me just quickly take a look at the synopsis for the episodes of this season. Or this half of the season. Let me see. So, The Walking Dead. Yeah, season 10. Just give me a minute, guys. Let me see here. Okay, so episode 3 is Ghosts. Episode 4 is called Silence the Whisperers. So I think that's going to be the episode we're going to see the messages on the walls and all of that. So to propaganda for the war. So the plot of that is still paranoid. Alexandrians get riled up over the Whisperers and take their fear out on Negan, which means Negan is still at Alexandria then. Back at Hilltop, the group deals with an unexpected safety issue. So that unexpected safety issue might be Negan's escape. That might be what it is. So then if we look at episode... So that's episode... What is it? Let me see. Episode 4. So if we go to episode 5... Episode 5's plot is... Or the title is What It Always Is. The plot, supplies go missing from Hilltop. Negan is idolized by an Alexandrian. So, boom. I think that's comic stuff. That's Negan's comic arc coming to the TV show. So Negan is still around. He's still at Alexandria or near Alexandria then. He's going to escape at the end of that, I think. So he will be in episode 5, it seems. And then the next episode is called Bond. Plot, Carol and Daryl go on a mission together while Siddiq struggles to solve a mystery. So I think by episode 7, Negan would have found the Whisperers camp. Obviously, we're going to look back at those synopses when we get closer to those episodes. NovaJink75, when the Commonwealth story is over, it'll be interesting to see what kind of original content we'll be getting after Commonwealth. Yes, absolutely. They can do it. There's tons of stuff they can do. It's just a matter of whether they have a showrunner that can do it. Mario, if I have to guess, Rick movies will tell story from beginning when Rick arrived to his leadership and new direction with that community. Better way. My problem with that is Rick wouldn't just stay there. He would want to try to go back to his family. There is that part. So unless they explore that, I don't think that's going to work. Noah Jinx 75. Also, I'm glad that it was confirmed on Talking Dead Gamma's clothes are not Enid's, so she didn't take them. Yeah, that was an interesting reveal to me too. I was kind of hoping it was, because it made it cool and it added to the layers of the story, but it is what it is. I'm glad that they didn't try to milk that mystery and they just revealed it right away. Mario Episode 7 synopsis, Negan Beta Alpha. Episode 7 synopsis. Let me look at the synopsis for that. Seven, you said? Yeah. It's called Open Your Eyes, and yeah, that makes sense. The plot, Carol pushes boundaries that makes Daryl uneasy. Alpha and Beta have reservations about someone. Someone could be Negan. Yeah, and if you click someone, it says Negan. So yeah, that episode 7, Alpha and Beta are gonna get to meet Negan. That's a confirmation right there. So episode 7, Negan goes to their camp. Who was it that said that? Nova Jinx? 75? No, that was Mario. Thank you, Mario. Yeah, absolutely. So that confirms it right there. If the wiki is a reliable source, which it seems like it is. It always is. Noah Jinx 75. Whose side are you on in the communities? I'm with Michonne, because if they do anything about Alpha, since that horde, it's a big disaster. Yeah, I don't agree with everything Michonne says, because I think, like Negan said in the sneak peek, actually, sometimes you have to protect what's yours. Protect what you're trying to protect. If you let it be, and if you go easy, they're gonna take what's yours. So I feel like Michonne is a little too soft at this point, but I don't agree with Aaron either. You shouldn't just go for, you shouldn't just create tension and conflict, because that's not going to go well. And Daryl, I don't agree with, like with the deer scene, that deer could have fed people. The Whisperers weren't there to see anything. Yes, one of them could have been there to see them, but like you have to at some point try to protect what you feel is yours, which is, it's a free world, right? So you should be able to get your hands on things that are there. The Whisperers don't have claims on anything. If it gets to their territory, that doesn't mean they have claim over it. So I think it's a little bit of both, where you have to be cautious, but at the same time, you have to know when to strike back and when to basically take what's yours. Noah Ting 75, I think Negan will not leave like in the comics and will stick around, considering Carl is dead, Rick is gone, Jesus is dead, Michonne will be leaving, and Maggie will be returning. Yeah. With Michonne leaving, the only big characters that are going to be there, with Maggie, of course, are going to be Maggie, Daryl, Carol, and Negan, maybe. So I think it'll work in their favor if they don't follow Negan's comic arc when it comes to how his story ends. Mario, we already know that whoever arrives with helicopter group, he isn't allowed to leave anymore. So that is where is stuck, it seems. Yes, that's where he's stuck, but when you say he gets leadership and then tries to help everyone, I feel like Rick wouldn't try to get leadership to stay there. He wouldn't stay for the power. He would try to get out to find his family. I don't think he would stick around. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel the story will go. No Watching 75, Negan and Alpha's conversation will benefit the story. The most, or will impact, I'm going to read that again. Negan and Alpha's conversation will benefit the story the most. And Negan and Beta's conversation will be entertaining. Absolutely. I'm very excited to see that Beta and Negan scene. Noah Jink 75. I like Alpha and Beta's relationship being explored more in the TV show. It's almost like they're in love, but not really. Absolutely. And to be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to it because I thought they were going to go crazy with it and have them be romantically involved. And I just didn't feel like it fit their character. But I love what they did, which is, like you said, they're in love, but not really. Noah Jink 75. I hope Carol lets everyone know that she crossed the border and Alpha saw her. Otherwise, I feel like that would be a dick move for not revealing key information like that. I don't think she'll tell anyone. Yeah, it's a dick move, but I don't think she'll reveal anything. Mario, honestly, he is there because there is better purpose towards. Because he would obviously return back that logic. That's logic. But 6 years. Are you talking about Rick still? 6 years. I feel like he would try to get out soon. He wouldn't stick around for 6 years. Noajik 75, I wonder how well Jadis knows the helicopter group. Because if it's where she and Rick are trapped there, then I figured that she would at least know a little of what those people are all about. I think she knows a little bit, but I don't think she's prepared for what she's going to see when she gets there. Mario Jadis, actress, said on Comic-Con that she and Rick are up in the air and whether they will be useful to each other will remain to be seen. That's very cryptic, obviously. But yeah, I think Rick is not going to trust Jadis because of what she tried to pull again. But I think Jadis will try to get on his good side, I think. Noah Jink 75. What would Gamma's presence be for the Whispers? Alpha and Beta will obviously be dealing with Negan, but what will Gamma be doing? Very interested to see. I think, and I could be totally off, I think Siddiq is going to end up getting killed by Gamma. And Rosita is going to try to avenge Siddiq's death. Either that, by killing Gamma. Either that, or Gamma will switch sides like Dwight and rat out the Whispers and work with the survivors to defeat the Whispers and join the community afterwards. So it's got to be one of those. Or she just dies by a random survivor. Or not even a random survivor, but she just ends up getting killed without any sort of real story. Which is disappointing, underwhelming a little bit, given the amount of build-up she had. Alright, so we are 45 minutes in. I'll end this stream here. Thanks everyone for joining and asking questions. I'll read one last comment from Nova Jinx, and then we'll end it. Maybe two more. One from Nova Jinx, one from Mario, and then I'll end it. Nova Jinx, I don't see Gamma switching sides. She threw her own sister to be eaten by the dead to save her leader. That's a great point. That's a great point. Mario, Rick not returning after 6 years just means he's trapped there, or he's helping them rebuild like Maggie. He would have tried to communicate with them, or come back and maybe leave again, or something like that. I still don't buy it that Rick is trapped for 6 years. And I don't buy it that he had a chance to leave but didn't. I don't buy it. Noah Jinx 75. Gamma is a straight up savage for killing her own sister the way she did. Absolutely. Mario, take care, Ash. Thanks, everyone. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned for a couple of videos next 2 days. And then obviously Sunday, we're going to jump back into the schedule that we have. So the reaction, the breakdown of the trailer, and all the videos that are going to be coming up afterwards. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon.